morning. You're listening to BBC Radio York, me, Martin Barras. Now, win for the keeper this morning on Finest Keepers, but points for persistence for Jeremy and Jericho, who finally reached Helmsley for the final clue.
Well, I have to say, Martin, this is the second week now I'm saying it's been a spectacular fail, an epic disaster. But it has been. We got to clue 6. We now know where we should have been heading was here. We finally got here to Helmsley, in the shadow of beautiful Helmsley Castle. What's your name?
It's Carolyn Frank.
Carolyn, I'm sorry, have you been waiting here for half an hour?
Not that long.
Oh dear, because we are rather late. What can I say in terms of excuses then? Well, what excuses can I give you this week? I will give you the fact the A19 was really slow, then the road between Carlton, Husthwaite and Husthwaite was closed, so we had to go through Coxwold. I could go on.
It's fine. I've been stood here talking to the visitors and chatting to everyone. I should say I'm dressed in medieval costume, which has caused quite a stir here. I've had people from as far away as Canada taking pictures, so it's been fine. I've met a lot of nice people while I'm waiting.
Have you just put this on for us for today?
It's actually for tomorrow, so a lot of my colleagues will be dressed up tomorrow as well, but I think I'm the only one today.
You're the only one today because you've worn it especially for us. It does look resplendent. We'll get a photo on Twitter very soon. Why are you dressed like this for tomorrow, then?
I'm dressed like this ready for our Magna Carta celebration in town. We're celebrating the 800-year anniversary of the signing of Magna Carta, and Helmsley's connection to that is because our Baron Robert de Roos was a signatory on the document.
We've been to Thirsk earlier this morning, and they've got a facsimile copy of it. So have you had similar then?
That's right. Our castle here has a copy as well, and the castle's open to everyone daily at this time of year, with a little exhibition about the Magna Carta. And it's actually free of charge to Helmsley residents if they want to go in up until Wednesday and see the exhibition.
Well, that's worth knowing, isn't it? Because it's English Heritage who own and manage this, do they normally?
Yes, it's English Heritage owned.
So tomorrow then, you're going to all be dressed up. Take me through the kind of the timetable for tomorrow.
There's lots of things going on from 11 o'clock till 3. We're going to have a living history walkway on the walkway up to the castle. Billsdale Silver Band are playing in the marketplace at 4 o'clock after the living history. There'll be plays from the 1812 Theatre Company. We have a very active arts centre here, and they've written a special play for the day, so you can see that being performed. There'll be 1 or 2 surprises as well, and you may even meet your very own knight in shining armour.
Really? Hey, it's worth coming to. So the website is visithelmsley.co.uk to find out more about both tomorrow and indeed everything, because there's loads happening in Helmsley, isn't there?
There's always something happening in Helmsley, and that's a good idea for people to always check with the website. We do actually have another event happening this weekend up at the Bird of Prey Centre. The International Centre for Birds of Prey have their annual Raptor Fair. That's on today and tomorrow, and well worth a visit as well.
And that's at Duncan Park, of course, and timed neatly for the, is it Jurassic World? The new Jurassic Park films come out this weekend, I think.
Yes, I think they have some quite scary birds there, but not quite Jurassic Park standard.
You will come out alive, is what we're trying to say. Well, listen, thank you very much for meeting us today. You have, of course, which is no use to us now because we lost again.
Thank you.
Now then, I'm sure that there's going to be lots of food and good drink taken as well as part of Magna Carta celebrations that are underway across the country. This weekend in Thirsk and Helmsley, there are celebrations to mark the signing of the Great Charter 800 years ago. Thirsk has a close connection with the document of peace because Baron William de Mowbray of Thirsk was one of those involved. Helmsley has a similar claim. In 1215, Robert de Ross, Baron of Helmsley, was a witness at Runnymede as the charter was sealed by King John. It was a pivotal moment in reducing the then extraordinary power that the Crown had at the time. Well, to mark the special date, activities will run across Helmsley throughout the day and include a dedicated living history path along the walkway from the town to the original steps of Helmsley Castle. One of just 3 copies of the document is held at Salisbury Cathedral, as we heard earlier on the programme from the Dean of Salisbury, the Very Reverend June Osborne.
Well, these documents were given to the cathedrals in the first instance. There were 13 originals, and They were given to the cathedrals for safekeeping, and we're lucky enough still to have our own. It's obviously a piece of our British history. It's a piece of Salisbury history, but much more important is the way it's inspired liberties and rights, as you said in your introduction, things that in this country we now take for granted, but which are still being fought around across the world, that everyone should have fair access to justice and that power should answer to the law, that no one can be a tyrant and get away with it. And in Salisbury we pray every day for prisoners of conscience, and so we connect ourselves with the fact that this isn't a dusty historic story. This is the here and now of people who have the courage to speak truth to power.
That's June Osborne, the Dean of Salisbury. They're rather proud, if you're listening an hour ago when we spoke to her, they're rather proud of their copy because it's in pretty good nick. It hasn't been dragged around the place over the course of the year, so it's in rather good condition. Well, Lizzie Woods is chair of Helmsley in Business, and of course Helmsley, as I say, is one of the places that's celebrating today and is with us on the line. Good morning, Lizzie.
Good morning to you.
How is Helmsley marking this today and this whole week of special celebrations?
Well, today, although it's dull, we're going to add a bit of colour because we're going to have a bit of a festive sort of living history walkway, as you've already mentioned.
What is a living history walkway?
Well, we've got various things going on, like spinning demonstrations. We've got someone coming to talk to us about bees and beekeeping. We've got mead and ale on the go. We've even got knights in shining armour. And ducking stools and Morris dancers, and sort of trying to get a sort of feel for maybe what might have probably gone on or not. But just to add a bit of fun to the day, really.
And of course, Helmsley, because of the situation of Helmsley Castle and the network of sort of car parks, green spaces, picnic areas, alleyways and things that run up towards the entrance, got lots of space to put these things in. You can always be coming around a corner and discovering something all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Helmsley lends itself brilliantly to something like this. And, you know, even all the shops are sort of lots of dressed windows, lots of dressed shopkeepers as well in traditional costume. We've got a shield trail going on for families to take part in, which will lend them all the way around the town. So there is a lot going on. And as you say, the town with all its little snickets and alleyways, and it does lend itself very well to this kind of thing.
Do you think people understand the significance of Magna Carta and the significance of the day, or is it just a bit of an excuse for a knees up?
I don't know. I think the more people read about it, then yes, they will understand the significance of the day. But, you know, everyone loves a party, so, you know, why not kick on?
Baron Robert de Ross is the man in question that sort of seals the town's link, no pun intended, with Magna Carta. Is he a well-known figure?
Not necessarily, I would say not, but he will be more well-known now, certainly.
Right. What do you think the high spot of the Helmsley celebrations of Magna Carta are going to be?
I just think it's the day as a whole, and it's embracing it. I don't think there'll be one particular high spot, but I just think if you come and you take part in everything that's going on and just embrace the feel of the day and just go with it, really. And don't be put off by the weather.
I don't think the weather's going to impede people's enjoyment of it all.
So. I don't think so either.
You don't get many opportunities to celebrate an anniversary like this one, so whether or not the weather is behaving, you've got to grasp them when they come.
Absolutely.
Lizzie, good to speak to you this morning.
And to you.
And I hope it all goes very well for Helmsley and for the 2, 3, 4 other places, no, maybe 3 other places around North Yorkshire who have all got a special claim to involvement in Magna Carta.